Welcome. Well, the end and the death has been discussed, leaked, and shall we say read. So this is your spoiler warning because I'm about to read what happens in it. This is all courtesy thanks to Woodstovia from Reddit. Because Reddit's good at one thing, apparently. So let's begin. The book is written in the present tense, and there are several points of view. The war is mostly over. Everyone left outside the Eternity Gate when it was sealed knows they've been left to die and group themselves into haphazard units and formations. Titans are being crucified along the palace walls. The World Eaters have been tearing the turrets off of tanks and building a graveyard of tank skulls. The White Scars holding the Lion's Gate spaceport are being battered by fire from the traitor fleet. Terra is being sucked into the warp. That's nice. All the clocks have stopped and are malfunctioning. Terra is stuck on the same day with characters remarking that it has felt like years since the Eternity Gate shut. The geometry of Terra is changing. Loken walks down a street and has ended up 20 kilometers away in a different area of the palace. The traitors are able to manifest an attack from almost anywhere due to this. It is noted that this strikes a deep note of fear in the Imperial Fists, who pride themselves on being to plan for everything. Like they plan for everything, whatever. Malcador, however, thinks this is a misstep by Chaos. Everyone on the Loyalist side has basically given up and knows the palace will fall tomorrow. However, Chaos has stuck them on the day before that tomorrow where the Imperium hasn't fallen. Makes sense. The Emperor was Alexander the Great and potentially Jesus. That's been implied along the story. Horus laughs at him for crying over a river, thinking there were no worlds left to conquer. Which is funny. The Emperor and All Person, once conquered the Tower of Baba when All was his Warmaster, because he was dedicated to learning Enuncia. All thought they were going to destroy the tower, but the Emperor thought Enuncia could be useful. All stabbed him. Makes sense. Horus has completely lost his mind. He believes he's still conducting an interview for remembrancers. He thinks dead sons like Malgorst and Sejanus are still alive. He hears his serfs whispering when they aren't. He gives the order to lower the shields despite nobody else wanting him to do so. Horus knows Gulliman and Lion are close and wants to have killed the Emperor by the time they reach Terra, so he can show them the body and force them to bend the knee, since resistance would become useless. He also doesn't want to fight on two fronts, as you can imagine. So if Robut is coming, he wants to end the battle for Terra as soon as possible, and thinks killing the Emperor will do that. Doombreed, the host of Drakinian, Belacor, Enkari, Kugat, Skarbrand, the Mask, Bubonicus, Ulakir, from Dawn of War, etc., were all summoned by a person Horus thinks is Zardu Layak, and are fighting on Terra. Malcador begs the Emperor to talk to him multiple times, but gets no response. The throne is overwhelming the Emperor with pain, but he is doing 1,000 things at once on the throne, inspiring individual soldiers on Terra, soothing civilians, directing the webway. Finally, he reaches out to heal the Khan's soul, and Malcador knows he has returned. The Khan is still injured and will take months potentially to heal, but the Emperor is conscious again. He summons Vulcan, Sanguinius, Dorn, and Valdor to the throne. Sanguinius praises Dorn and hugs him, crying a single tear. He then praises Valdor and calls him brother. Valdor is annoyed by this and tells Sanguinius to do it another time. Sanguinius tells him to pretend they may not see each other again, and Valdor praises his honor but says no embrace is necessary. Not the touchy-feely kind. We can see that. Where was it? I lost it. Sanguinius tells him... The Emperor sees that the shields of the vengeful spirit are down, and he needs to take the chance to kill Horus, because otherwise he will lose the war on Terra. He commands Dorn and Valdor to come with him, tells Sanguinius to remain on Terra and command the defenses as Warmaster. Vulcan will remain in the throne room, ready to blow it up if everything goes wrong. Good strategy. The Emperor wants Sanguinius to stay because his wounds from Angron were grave, but Sanguinius believes he is fated to die due to Horus. If he stays, that means Horus will kill the Emperor and then come to kill Sanguinius. But if Sanguinius is killed by Horus first, it means the Emperor has a chance. I like the spirit. Sanguinius, however, still wants to defy fate and kill Horus. I guess many in his case would. The Emperor Malcador discovered Malcador could use the throne and not immediately die sometime after first finding it. So Malcador takes the throne while the Emperor goes to meet Horus. Malcador dumps all of his final instructions and thoughts out onto his chosen agents telepathically before sitting on the throne. Akramus of the Imperial Fist is given command of the defenses of Terra. The Emperor's forces are all split up when they teleport. Dorn is teleported to a desert where he spends centuries surrounded by tens of thousands of dead Imperial Fists. He slowly forgets of the siege and begins to be tempted by Khorne, who promises an end to thinking and plans, and the life of a simple warrior who only needs to kill his enemies. Never doubt chaos to try to corrupt you even in your last moments. Sanguinius and the Blood Angels are transported normally onto the Vengeful Spirit. The Emperor and the Custodians are teleported onto Bridge 8 of a ship with 6 bridges. How? I'm not sure if this is just misspelling or whatever. It's chaos. What do we want? The Custodians begin weeping blood and about half turn and attack the Emperor. The other half resists Horus's control and are paralyzed until the Emperor kills their brothers. The Emperor claims he'll burn away Horus' corruption. Malcador thinks Horus has made a grave mistake. He's tried to harm the Emperor and bog him down with how saturated with warp energy the Vengeful Spirit is. However, Malcador says that's like throwing fuel on fire. The Emperor stole this fire from the Chaos Gods once before, and now, unrestrained from the throne, can harness the warp unabated. I don't think this is a major spoiler and stuff, because I think we know this is like the Vengeful Spirit book, that the Emperor took his power from that weird place where Horus did, and Horus got to live so many lives as whatever before getting blessed or the powers of the Chaos Gods. But funny enough, this makes the Emperor seem more like, what do you call him? Like Prometheus stealing fire, which I like. Meanwhile, All Person and co are infiltrating the palace. The witch Acte, who is helping them, is actually Cyrene from Monarchia. Alfarius is actually Ingo Peach. This isn't gonna get annoying. Ingo tells John Grammaticus the Alpha Legion's plan was to wait, observe, and then intervene on behalf of the side who look likely to win on Terra. However, now he thinks they know Horus can be allowed to win at any cost, so the Alpha Legion are throwing their lot in with the losing side. He shows them tunnels in and out of the palace the Alphas made, stocked with weapons and troops in stasis. Petrabo couldn't detect these tunnels, but Dorn found them and allowed them to stand as a way of escaping the palace in an emergency. Remember, Ingo Peach is Alfarius. God, I like that guy. Ingo Peach and John kill Matthias Herzog, who tried to stop them for chaos. Cyrene, however, has triggered Ingo's Cold War for fighting, or harnessing chaos. She wants to take control of the forces binding Horus and to use Horus as her own puppet, but she claims this is just a backup if all fails. John Grammaticus binds Ingo in a bomb that will go off if he moves, and leaves him there beneath the palace, where he remains long after the rest of the group leaves. Foe has completed his weapon to kill the Astartes, but he and the Gene Witch from Selenar tricked the Custodes into delaying his execution. Oh, this one I know. Corswain is holding the Hollow Mountain and allows Zahariel and company to use their psychic powers. Zahariel admires Corswain and wants to turn him to help the fallen. Zahariel says that the Fallen have seen chaos and that the world spirit of Caliban couldn't be more different. So they'll help the Emperor win and they try to succeed from the Imperium. Okay. Typhus and the Death Guard attack the Dark Angels and Zahariel takes up the Mask of Cipher to fight them. I guess that explains one thing. The throne room receives communication from Guliman that he is 9 hours away from Terra, immediately after the Emperor teleports out. That's just lucky. They believe Horus was blocking it until this moment and now wants them to despair that they couldn't have just waited a few more hours without risking the Emperor. The problem, though, is that Guliman can't find Terra. Guliman can't find Terra. It's wrecked in warp storms and gives off no beacon. There's a vague discussion about sacrificing Psychers to give Malcador the strength to light a beacon to Guliman, but Vulcan shuts it down. He probably shouldn't have done that, to be honest. Abaddon orders the Sons of Horus to withdraw to the vengeful spirit once he hears the shields are down, but barely any listen to him, their discipline completely broken. While exploring the Imperial Library, Loken finds a door that didn't exist previously, and takes him to the vengeful spirit. The book ends with him entering the ship. All and company are brought to the throne room and Vulcan recognizes John, so they're allowed to hang around. Throughout the book, the words and Tarot, the Dark King, keep coming up. This is a title Kurz and Samus have both used. However, at the end, one character says they believe what happened to the Eldari is happening to humanity. This is their fall, and Horus is about to become the 5th Chaos God as the Dark King, like how Slanesh became the 4th Chaos God because of the Eldar. Luckily, we know that the Emperor protects, and the Emperor stopped the 5th Chaos God by kind of becoming one himself in a way. But that's a different discussion for another time. Overall, I'm not really sure what to think, because the Emperor as a Promethean figure was kind of talked about from Vengeful Spirit, but I guess he's not that open about it. And Vengeful Spirit, it's kind of implied that he made deals with them the same way Horus did. Still nice. This whole cipher thing was a little bit confusing, but I didn't have much of it. What else was weird, I guess, was the Ingo Petch stuff. I like Ingo Petch stuff, but Ingo Petch is apparently Alpharius, and that doesn't make any sense for the Alpha Legion, but that's the Alpha Legion for you, isn't it? One other interesting aspect that can be found on Bolter and Chainsword is that Ingo Petch gets activated to destroy chaos. Now, the Alpha Legion prepared to do this for every contingency. They had a contingency for everything. Sleeper agents for Chaos, sleeper agents for the Emperor, sleeper agents for screw both of them. But what's interesting is that Ingo Petch had a code word that, he was sent there to be an Emperor loyalist, and that was Xenophon. But, thanks to Acti, which was Cyrene, I guess, whatever, she changed that code name to Orpheus, which is one of the names of the Yellow King. Indeed, you see, things are connecting. As a little side note, Fafnir Ran is the one that consigns Sor Talgoron to his fate as the Warmonger. I hope you like that. Barusta Narek, it's hard for me to pronounce this, linked up with a group of ward bearers to get to Terra. Once their dropship was shot out of the sky, he killed the survivors, now lies in wait on the battlefield, waiting for Lorgar to appear his gun sights, unaware that he's never coming. Another aspect from this book is that many of the custodians are beginning to develop independent thoughts, from Aemon refusing to hand over Foe's virus to the wardens of the vaults of Raiton due to lack of official documentation, to Valdor having the custodian's equivalent of a panic attack. Rida's barely perceptible pulse rate change and breathing pattern, not being able to predict Horus' strategy. For now, this has been all. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.